Good morning. Thank you all so much for coming out today. I was kind of worried about the weather, but it's beautiful outside and finally cooled off. At this time, I'd like to ask you to please silence your cell phones. I am Priscilla Callahan. I'm the business teacher here at Swifton Middle School. I'm a graduate of Swifton, very proud of my hometown, very proud of all my local veterans that I see in Rusty's at the coffee shop and in and around town. I have several in my family, very proud of them. Thankful to all of y'all for showing up today. This is our third year to have our veterans program. This program is put on by our 7th grade leadership class. These students study about the Medal of Honor through the character education program they have. And the 6 main points that program teaches is courage, sacrifice, integrity, patriotism, citizenship, and commitment. And this is what we want to teach these young students through this class and through putting this program on, because this is something that all veterans have demonstrated and continue to demonstrate today. I'd like to tell you a little bit. We've had a couple of big changes here at the middle school this year. Our first is we have a new principal, Mr. Kylie Roberts. He was the former baseball coach at the high school. He has been employed at Jackson County School District for many years. And he's doing a great job here as principal at the middle school. And she doesn't even know I'm doing this, but Miss Hannah Longino came to Swifton this year, and she is teaching our 5th and 6th grade social studies. And for those of you who don't know, that is not something that has been taught in elementary school and middle school as an individual class in many years. And I am so thankful for Mr. Roberts, Mr. Shannon, the administrators for putting that back into these children's curriculum. I feel like it's extremely important. And even as a business teacher, I went in her class the other day, and I almost squealed because I was so happy to see the 2-letter abbreviations for the states up on the wall. And that's something I'm going to call these students, they don't know because they've never been taught that. So I'm so happy that is being brought back. Thankful for that. Thankful for her. She has some students that are participating in the program today. So she's been doing a great job. So thank you, Miss Hannah. So for the last month, these students have been preparing for today's ceremony. They have decorated the classroom doors to honor our veterans. One day Mr. Roberts and I took this group of students out to the cemetery at Swifton, and we put new flags on all of the military, by the military monument, and on all of the military gravestones. And even if there was a headstone that had a flag, these kids replaced it. They saw if flags were old, they replaced them with new ones. So if you get a chance, drive out there. They are still standing. It was before the rain, so it was a little hard to get them in the ground, but they are still standing. They also took the flags out to, if you saw Main Street today, they lined the streets with the flags. Please be very patient with these kids. A lot of them, this is the first time that they have been in front of a crowd. We've got some very nervous kids up on stage, so please give them encouragement and bear with us. If we have a mistake or something goes not like it's supposed to, it's okay. So we are now going to get started. So we have Miss Mackenzie McClendon.
On behalf of the 7th grade Leadership and Life Skill classes at Swifton Middle School, I would like to welcome you as we honor our local veterans. If you're able, please stand as Scotty Clement and Jake King enter with the American and state flag. They are being led by the Swifton Preschool toddler classes. Our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by the Swifton Pre-K class. Allegiance. Please remain standing while Zoe Boss and Lula Bruner sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
You may now be seated.
Veterans Day is an official United States holiday which honors people who have served in our armed services. These men and women are known as veterans. It is a federal holiday that is observed on November 11th. Veterans Day is a day set aside that helps us remember the anniversary of the end of World War I. World War I battles were formally ended at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918. Here are some facts about our nation's veterans according to the History Channel website. There are more than 21 million veterans in the United States. They are the men and women who have served in active duty in any branch of the U.S. Armed Forces in peacetime or war. Veterans represent about 6.5% of the total U.S. population. Approximately 1% of American women and 12% of American men are veterans. 16.1 million living U.S. veterans served during at least one war, while 5.2 million served during peacetime. From the Revolutionary War to the Global War on Terror, U.S. veterans have served in 12 major wars. Number 1, the Revolutionary War. Number 2, the War of 1812. Number 3, the Mexican-American War. Number 4, the Civil War. Number 5, the Spanish-American War. Number 6, World War I. Number 7, World War II. Number 8, the Korean War. Number 9, the Vietnam War. Number 10, the Persian Gulf War. And number 11, the War on Terrorism, Afghanistan. Number 12, the War on Terrorism, Iraq. Our veterans' role in U.S. history goes far beyond the battlefields. 26 of 46 presidents have been veterans. The Revolutionary War produced 4 U.S. presidents, while 7 presidents were veterans of the Civil War. During peacetime, our military forces have provided humanitarian aid and disaster relief to areas in need at home and abroad. During Hurricane Katrina, for example, nearly 70,000 troops, included active duty reserves, and the National Guard were involved in what is said to be the largest relief effort in U.S. history. These are just a few of many contributions we can thank our veterans for, from our nation's beginnings to today. We celebrate Veterans Day each year as a time to be dedicated to the cause of world peace. We thank all of our veterans, both past and present, for serving and giving to make our country free, peaceful, and strong.
should be thankful for veterans because they're brave and fought for our country.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We should be thankful for the veterans because they fought for our freedom.
Thank you for the selfless service.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, veterans, for your service.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Thank you for your many sacrifices in your service. Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Thank you for your service.
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 Thank you for your service. You celebrate veterans because they protect our country.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you, veterans.
We love veterans.
Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service.
Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you.
Happy Veterans Day.
The Missing Man table salutes the people who are unable to be with the people they love. They had friends and families. They had a life. Now they live on in our hearts. The table is round, to show our everlasting concern for our missing men and women. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their motives when answering the call to serve. The single red rose reminds us of the lives of these Americans and their loved ones and friends who keep the faith while seeking answers. The yellow ribbon symbolizes our continued determination to account for our missing. The slice of lemon reminds us of their sour and bitter fate, captured and the missing foreign land. A pinch of salt symbolizes the tears of our missing and their families who long for answers after decades of uncertainty. The lighted candle reflects our hope for their return, alive or dead. The Bible represents the strength gained through faith to sustain us as those lost from our country, founded as one nation under God. The glass is inverted, symbolizing their inability to share a toast. The chair is empty, the seat that remains unclaimed at the table.
At this time, we would like to introduce our guest speaker this morning, and this is Mrs. Keely Trotter. Ms. Trotter is a graduate of Tuckerman High School. She is a staff sergeant in the United States Army Reserve and a military veteran of 16 years. Her job title in the military is a chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear specialist, and mortuary affairs specialist. On the civilian side, Mrs. Trotter is a surgical technologist and a registered dental assistant. She is married with 2 children, and her husband is a 23-year veteran of the Army National Guard. He is currently deployed in Germany. So please welcome Ms. Keely Trotter.
Hello everyone. As I drove in this morning, I saw all of the flags, and I would just like to say thank you. You have no idea how much that means to a veteran, just the little things. Everyone says thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your service to a veteran. But when we see things that are actions, not words, but actions, when we see the flags, it touches us to see how you want to treat your veterans. I'm going to read you our soldier's creed. It says, I am an American soldier. I am a warrior and a member of a team. I serve the people of the United States, and I live the Army values. I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade. I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough, trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills. I will always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself. I am an expert and I am a professional. I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the enemies of the United States of America in close combat. I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life. I am an American soldier. That is what our veterans live by. We use the Army values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. My job in the military, I have 2. I'm a chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear specialist, but my most treasured job is mortuary affairs. In mortuary affairs, it's a very grim job. Not many want to do this job. It's not something that a lot of people can handle. It's very stressful because what I deal with on the civilian side, it's kind of like a mortician. But for the military, I take care of the service members who have passed in the line of duty. I make sure the remains of these service members are returned to their family, even if these remains are brought to me and are completely unrecognizable. I reconstruct faces of our service members, people that I've known, and sometimes just from a photograph. And it's hard. It's really hard. But someone has to do it. And my reasoning for doing that is because I respect those veterans that laid down their life so that my family and I can sleep peacefully at night. I want to make sure that with the utmost respect, I can provide this service member back to their family, looking in a natural state and peaceful as they did before they went to war. I want to make sure that family understands that we care about our service members. We care about our veterans. And it's really hard working on the funeral side for our veterans that pass. I have a group of soldiers, and even this past weekend, we attended funerals in Little Rock. We travel all over the state of Arkansas to honor our veterans. So, in these funerals, we fold flags that are taken off of the coffin after we transport them to their final resting place. This flag is then folded, and we take this flag and we kneel down and we present it to the family member of that veteran. Our veterans sacrifice so much for us. Some of them don't go home. When you sign up for the military, you're filling out a blank check that could be paid with your life. You never know. But our service members aren't selfish. They're here to protect you. And I feel like we should honor them, because who here is willing to put down their life for a perfect stranger, someone in which you've never met? It's difficult, and a lot of service members, they don't get to spend time with their family because they're deployed. Some service members do year-long tours, which means they miss Christmas, they miss Thanksgiving, they miss the birth of their children, they miss their children's milestones. They don't get to attend assemblies like this that their children are in because they're serving the country. So I would just like to take this time and thank our veterans, and I just want you to know how much I appreciate the fact that the part that you played in our history, my gratitude, I'm just so thankful that you led the way, that you taught these troops how to perform, how to do everything that they could to make this nation great and protect our families. I can lay my head down at night and rest peacefully because of those veterans that were before me and the ones that are coming after me that will do the exact same thing to respect the United States of America and protect it with everything they have. So when you see a service member, you don't have to just simply say, "Thank you for your service." That's not something you have to say. I mean, that's the usual thing. But if you want to be very genuine, you can tell them things like, "Thank you for my freedom. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your bravery." Because thank you for your service, I mean, come on, McDonald's, they provide good service sometimes, don't they? The most that a service member will say to you after you approach them, the most they're going to say is, "You're welcome." They're going to say, "Thank you for your support." Or, in the famous words of Chick-fil-A, "My pleasure." So, with that being said, I would like to thank Swifton Middle School for having me today. And I would like to thank all of our veterans for your gracious sacrifice. Thank you.
The 5th and 6th grade students at Swifton Middle School had the opportunity to participate in the holiday cards for our military challenge. Each student received a card where they wrote a personalized letter for an active military member.
The goal of the holiday cards for our military is to provide holiday cards for as many active duty military service members as possible. Between the 5th and 6th grade, we are going to be able to send 118 Christmas cards this year.
Here are a couple of letters that we wrote. Dear Soldier, my name is Lexi. I'm in 6th grade. I go to school at Swifton Middle School. I live in Newport, Arkansas. On Christmas, I like to have fun with my family and friends. I have 2 brothers and 3 pets. In my free time, I like to play sports. My favorite sport is softball. I appreciate everything you have done for our country. I hope you return home soon to see your family. Have a Merry Christmas from Lexi.
Dear Soldier, my name is Lucy and I'm in 6th grade. I like sleeping, hanging out with my friends, and playing basketball. On Christmas, I hang out with my family. I go to school in Swifton, Arkansas, and I play basketball for them too. I have 3 cats and 2 dogs. I also have 3 siblings. I'm very thankful for what you do. I hope you will get to go home to your family and loved ones safely. Merry Christmas, Lucy.
For more than 200 years, the American flag has been the symbol of our nation's unity, as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. The flag floating ceremony represents the same religious principle on which our great country was originally found. The first float of our flag is a symbol of life. The second float is a symbol of our belief in eternal life. The third float is in maiden honor in remembrance of a veteran departing our ranks and who gave a portion of his or her life for the defendants of our country to attend peace throughout the world. The fourth float represents our weaker nature. As American citizens, trusting in God, it is Him we turn to in times of peace, as well as in times of war, for His divine guidance. The fifth float is a tribute to our country. In words of Stephen Decatur, our country is dealing with other countries. May she always be right, but it's still our country, right or wrong. The sixth float is for where our hearts lie. It is with our hearts that we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The seventh float is a tribute to our armed forces. For it is through the armed forces that we protect our country and our flag against all enemies, whether they be found within or without the boundaries of our republic. The eighth float is a tribute to the one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day, and to who honor our mothers for whom it flies on Mother's Day. The ninth float is a tribute to womanhood. It has been through their faith, love, loyalty, and devotion that has molded the characters of the men and women who have made this country great. The 10th float is a tribute to Father, who has also given his sons and daughters for the defendants of our country since he or she was first born. The 11th float represents the lower portion of seal of King David and King Solomon, and glorifies God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12th float represents an emblem of eternity, and glorifies God the Father, the Son, and Holy Ghost. The 13th and last float, when the flag is completely folded, the stars are upmost, reminding us of our nation's motto, "In God we trust."
At this time, we would like to acknowledge our Swifton Middle School faculty and staff for their service to our country. Mr. Richard Phillips was an E4 in the United States Navy. While on active duty, he was stationed in the U.S. Naval Air Engineering Center in Lakehurst, New Jersey. After 4 years of service, he spent an additional 4 years as a member of the reserves in Millington, Tennessee. Mr. Phillips has been the art teacher for the Jackson County School District for 24 years and a member of the Swifton Middle School faculty for 9 years. It is with great pleasure that we present Mr. Phillips with the gift and certificate of our appreciation. Mr. Phillips, will you please stand to be recognized? Next, we would like to recognize Mr. Derek Dean. Mr. Dean currently serves in the United States Army Reserves after having served in an active duty for 4 years. Although Mr. Dean served during peacetime, he was deployed to locations around the world. These included Kuwait, Jordan, Canada, and many locations within the U.S. Coach Dean, as he is known by the middle school students, has been employed by the Jackson County School District for 2 years. He serves as a Pee Wee basketball coach, study hall, and computer lab facilitator at Swifton Middle School. It is with great pleasure that we present Coach Dean with the gift and certificate of our appreciation. Coach Dean, will you please stand to be recognized?
We would now like to recognize all the veterans that are attending this morning's program. For several weeks, students and staff of Swifton Middle School, along with community members, have been donating money to purchase medals to honor those veterans with us today. When the war in which you fought is called, please stand to accept your medal. World War II. The Korean War. The Vietnam War. The Persian Gulf War. Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. Operation Iraqi Freedom. Will the veterans who served during peacetime please stand to accept your medal? If we missed anyone, please stand to be recognized. Let's give all these men and women another round of applause.
Well, I tell you, that's tough to follow. I don't think it can be, but I might give it a try. I had a speech here somewhere. I've lost it, but I'll just wing it. That's what I was planning on doing anyway. First of all, there's a few thanks I want to give out. First and foremost, I want to thank our superintendent, Mr. Shannon. When we're putting on this program, and this, he doesn't even bat an eyelash. Mr. Shannon, I need new flags. Get them. Mr. Shannon, they're $1,400. Get them. He doesn't bat an eyelash at it. It's something dear to his heart, and it should be. And I can't thank him enough for the support he gives us with this program. So if we would give Mr. Shannon a round of applause, please. Thank you, Mr. Shannon. Next, I want to say our students. Man, I'm blown away. We've got some great kids here at the school, and the pride that they've shown in this program, and the things I've seen them do over the last few weeks. The doors, fantastic. They're serious about it. I wish they were more serious in math and English and some of those classes sometimes, but when it comes to honoring our veterans and learning about our country, they're serious, and I'm proud of that. I think that's something that we've been missing in the school for a few years, and I appreciate Miss Callahan, Miss Longino for bringing that back and kind of putting that in our kids' hearts and in their heads. They've done a great job. And Miss Callahan, I can't say enough about her. I know she don't want me to talk about her. All right, that's just the type of person she is. But she goes above and beyond for this program. It's something that's near and dear to her. And we wouldn't have it if it wasn't for her. And we appreciate it. And we know you appreciate it. So thank you, Miss Callahan. Last of all, when I was a kid and I was growing up, I wanted to be an astronaut. Sure did. I wanted to get on the space shuttle, fly into space, and then I saw the Challenger explode. That changed my mind real quick. Then I wanted to be a ninja. Yeah, I wanted to be a ninja, throwing stars, get the swords, everything. And then as I got older, that changed. All right. Next, I want to be a fireman. Hey, and then I come home and my dad was watching a show and I saw him running out of the building on fire. I said, no, I don't want to be that. Then I wanted to be a jet pilot. I did. All right. And if I was at the 18 when that movie dropped, I'd have probably joined and went and been a fighter pilot. As I got older, I wanted to be an NBA player. You know, I wanted to play in the NBA. That wasn't going to work out. Went over to Black Rock one night, and Mr. Shannon showed me I couldn't handle the ball as well as I thought I could, and crushed those dreams. All right. Then I thought, well, I'm going to be a doctor. All right, I'm going to be a doctor. 8 years of school at the minimum. Said, no, not going to be that. Then I was like, I wanted to work with kids, and I wanted to be a coach at that point. Went to college, started doing that. Then when I got out of college and I became a coach, I had a great mentor, Tammy Clausen, that showed me I could be a coach, but I could also be a good teacher. And so I wanted to be a teacher. And then along that way, I had an administrator that kept just wearing me out about, go get your master's degree, get your master's degree. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And so, and as I watched him and his role and several others, I decided one day I wanted to be a principal and I wanted to lead. All right? And I tell you this because what I wanted to be when I grew up changed so many times. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not done. Hey, when I grow up, I want to be a professional fisherman. That's my goal right there. But I can tell you one thing that never changed, and it started when I was a wee little kid. And that's who my heroes were. All right. And it's kind of tough for me because my grandparents were in the service. A dear friend of mine that I graduated with died in the service. But the people that serve our country have always been my hero. You know, I'm never going to shake Superman's hand. I'm never going to shake Batman's hand. But I can shake my heroes' hands, and that's you guys that served our country. And I just want to say thank you, not for your service, but for your sacrifice. Thank you.
A Soldier's Poem by Brianna Parada. Because of you, I am able to live a free life, and you live every day ready to pay the ultimate price. Because of you, our country still stands. When you are away, remember, you are in God's hands. Every day, I always give the utmost admiration to those who are fighting to defend our nation. Many people have taken for granted that our freedom will always be free. Except we tend to forget those who have kept that right for you and also for me. You've sacrificed so much just so we all can be free, and your battle scars were suffered for you and for me. For future generations, your legacy you gave in this land of the free, the home of the brave. You probably don't know his story, you'll most likely never speak his name. You won't see him in your dreams tonight, but you owe him just the same. He never admits to being a hero. That's not what heroes do. Instead of showing off to others, he fights for the red, white, and blue. Every moment he misses his family, every day brings another fight, but it's just a small price to pay to let his family sleep safe at night. There is something in you soldiers that makes you stand apart. There is strength in you soldiers that beats right from your heart. The winds of yesterday have finally passed. The time to leave this foreign land has come at last. Coming out of the ash and the smolder comes home a genuine United States American soldier.
Thank you all so much for attending. Thank you to the kids. You did an amazing job today. I'm so proud of you. I also want to thank the teachers because I get these students out of class a lot this week, and they are very patient with me. The 5th and 6th grade students, this is going to be you in a couple of years, and I'm glad you get to watch and see what this is about. The parents, thank you so much for allowing your kids to participate in this. If it weren't for these veterans, there are places all over the world where these kids can't do this, and it's because we have such brave men and women in this country that our babies are able to show that respect for you. Thank the administrators and the school board once again for allowing us to put this on every year. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Let's just give all these kids a round of applause, please. They did great. In the lobby, as you're leaving, veterans, there are some refreshments. There are some cookies and water. And I'd like to say a big thank you to Miss Ginger Willis and the FACS classes at the high school for baking the cookies for us. Also, the veterans, there will be I believe it's barbecue lunch at the community center, and it will be immediately after this is over. So please go up there. There's plenty of food. Please go up there and enjoy a nice lunch provided by the City of Swifton. At this time, will you please stand as Weston Roberts and Clay Allen exit with our flags? This time I'm going to go ahead and dismiss the 5th grade to their lunch. So if you'll go out the back doors.